I'm Eicke Schu, and I am the managing director of the Leading Campings of Europe, which is a club of independent, high-level campgrounds.
Are they in all European countries or just Germany?
We are in 11 European countries, starting from Norway in the north, going down to Portugal and Croatia in the south.
And the UK?
The UK is not covered because I must blame it on the UK. We have asked several campsites and they had no interest.
So how do you operate? What do you do for the campsites that you are listing?
Yeah, it's a little bit special because we are often confused with a chain or a franchise, which is both not the case. It is really a club of independent people, and the only thing we have in common is quality. Quality in all ranges of offer, and that means that we have also a quality system that is very advanced. We work with mystery guests, the sole group of campsites in whole Europe doing that. We have an own quality manager traveling around. Sorry, the mask is always going down. Of course, quality is the asset we watch about. So we are not the McDonald's of camping. It's not everything the same where you come to. They are very, very individual, but they all are dedicated to the quality of their offer. It's as well in the infrastructure as in the services.
So can you give us an example of how good a campsite has to be to sort of join?
Of course, the campsites have to be 5-star or at least 4-star, depending from the country. They have to have the highest classification, and we say it has to be the best in region. Then you can be a leading camping.
So you do a lot of communications on behalf of the campsites, do you?
Sorry, I did not understand.
You do a lot of communication marketing for these?
Yes, it's also kind of a marketing club, of course. They have to show that they are leading campings with flags, with signs, with logos, and we communicate. We have also 55,000 leading cards. These are for our most beloved guests who are hardcore leading travelers, and they get a lot of benefits, and they can collect bonus points and trade them in for free stays or dinner or something like that.
You say it's a club, but the consumers who visit the sites, they don't have to pay to join, do they?
No. The consumer is free to go wherever they like to go, and they should know that they are a guest in a leading camping. And best is that they give us a good review and they recommend leading camping to their mates and pals.
And are you growing? Are you adding more campsites every year?
This year is not a very typical year. When we had April, everybody thought the world will end. In the end, it went out a little bit better. We can talk about later on how it is stratified over Europe. But right now we are not growing. We are stable with 34 campsites. But my intention is a growth. I think a name like Leading Camping can have 50 or 60 all over Europe, not more.
And outside of Europe or just in Europe?
Just in Europe, because we are called the Leading Campings of Europe, and we want to stay in Europe.
And how have your campsites adjusted to the pandemic in 2020?
So what they all have in common are very, very good and well-working hygiene concepts and distance regulations according to what their national authorities require to do them. And we try to exceed it. So it is all proven. Some of them have governmental certification that they did it in the very best practice way. Sorry, it's always the mask. But all over Europe, the pandemic went very differently. So at least after the shock in the beginning, camping in the northern part of Europe, which is unusual because usually we send many people to the south and less to the north. Now the Danes and the Germans and the Dutch and also the Austrian campsites had a quite good season, so they went out of this crisis not with a big gain, but they can be sure that they still exist. But the farther you go to the south, the more problematic it is, especially in Spain and Portugal. It's a catastrophe. We have these travel bans, so people are afraid that they can't go in, and even they can't go out without quarantine. It's really a problem. And we do not know how these campgrounds will go out of this year. But fortunately, we had a few very good years before, so they live from their savings right now. But I don't know how long this can go.
So a very unusual year. Do you have any thoughts on next year?
Of course, everything will be fine. Sun is shining and people are traveling all over Europe. We will have a vaccination, at least from the beginning of the summer season, and nobody talks about Corona.
Wonderful.
We should be optimistic.
I have to be optimistic.
One question I had was this year everyone has talked about being a lot of new people coming to
Oh yes.
camping and caravan holidays. Has that been reflected in your activities and bookings?
Absolutely, it's very nice that we have so many new campers. We took people who are using cruise ships or going to hotels, so people come from other holiday forms, and this is twofold. On the one hand, of course, it's very good to get new target groups and to get new campers. We are quite happy with this. On the other hand, they do not know that camping has is very much do it yourself, much more than a holiday in a hotel. So we had people coming with a motorhome on a campsite, and they waited for someone changing the towels after 1 week. They were not aware that they have to do these things on their own. So there's a little bit of education work that we do also in a very friendly and supporting way, but we see that there is a need of explaining what camping is about.
Do you think this new type of customer is the perfect customer for a leading camping, who want that luxury? As
they are used to a certain level of service, they are the born customer for a leading camping group. Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.